Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Elite Educators. Thanks for joining me in today's version of Video Visions. We're going to look at domain 3A, which is expectations of learning. Really quick, I promised that I would be sharing pictures of my family and interests with you throughout these videos. So this is me and my hubby. We have been together for over 20 years, married for 11. We actually met in first grade. I tell my son, you never know who's sitting next to you in class and how they might be a part of your future. This picture was taken in Bimini. It was a trip that we took over the summer with some friends for my 41st birthday. It was totally amazing. The color of the water, we never wanted to leave. Our home is on the water. We love being on the boat, scuba diving, water sports, anything and everything. We love the water, but I hate the sand. So let's get this party started. So when talking about the blueprint for success for domain 3, more specifically 3A, which is expectations of learning, we want to make sure that the purpose of the lesson is clear and links to topics that students are interested in. Also, making sure we keep in mind that our procedures are clear and we've taken time to reflect and anticipate any misunderstandings the students may have. So let's look at our dream. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So with our dream, we're looking at 3 goals when talking about 3A: high quality instruction, continuous improvement, and effective communication. And this would make for a successful instructional atmosphere. So making sure that we're providing those standards, they're driven into our content, we're utilizing engaging teaching practices, and creating those innovative learning environments. We also need to commit to being a lifelong learner ourselves and be reflective in our teaching processes, looking back at our live lessons, our DBAs, our communication with our students, and seeing what worked and what didn't. The key to effective communication is always remembering to put the students first and be consistent in contacting with families. Remember, excellence in customer service is our goal here at FLVS. So I'm just wondering, are you currently making this dream your reality? So let's look at the plan. Here are some guiding questions you can consider when planning your instruction. Make sure you remember to visit those amazing links and resources that I've added to my Google site, and you can utilize them immediately. So the questions we want to think about: have you made the purpose of our lesson clear and linked it to student interests? Are the lesson procedures clear and misunderstandings anticipated and planned for? What have you done in preparation for the lesson to think about, what am I going to do when those kids are not getting the concepts that I'm teaching right away? So when you're creating this plan and you're creating your live lessons or your platform for your DBAs, essential questions really play a huge role in it. They need to drive your instruction and your expectations of learning. I know you're given them from curriculum and they're in your content already, but what can we do to modify or add to them in order to help the students make those connections to their learning? So let's think. Is your essential question open-ended? It doesn't have a single final and correct answer. Is it thought-provoking and intellectually engaging? Does it spark discussion or debate? Does it call for higher order thinking? Is there predictions that can be made? It cannot be answered by recall alone. It has to be content that is applied. Is it pointing toward important transferable ideas within and across disciplines? Are you showing kids how these concepts can be used in science or how they can be used in math? How are they being used in other subject areas? Does the essential question raise additional questions and spark further inquiry? Are your kids asking, well, let's talk about how we can use this in a career or how I can use this concept in life? Does it require support and justification, not just an answer? So are they defending and proving their answers to you, not just supplying them? And then lastly, think about if your essential question reoccurs over time. Is it able to be revisited? That means, are you going back to it throughout the live lesson to make sure that those kids are remembering the importance and the purpose of the lesson? So let's take a look at some of the samples from your amazing peers. In the top right, left-hand corner, excuse me, that's from an Algebra 2 rock star, Mark Dillahay. He really gets the kids going on the mic at the beginning, and they're invested by talking about what popular video games they're all playing. They think it is so cool that their teacher plays some of the same video games, or at least knows about some of the same video games as they do. And then they're free to use the mic throughout the lesson, and it rocks in the breakout rooms. On the top right, this is a sample from MCR on lesson objectives, and it gives a pulse check for understanding. This is a great way to see what the kids are already comfortable with and utilize them as those student experts. So not just focusing on what they need help with, but what is it that they feel confident enough to help you teach to their peers. In the bottom left-hand corner, it's a great way to catch misunderstandings at the beginning by reviewing what students should come into the lesson already knowing. So if I have 3 topics that I know those kids should have completed in Module 7, and I go over them before I begin my lesson on Module 8, and they have no idea what's going on, I know that I need to do a little background work and increase that knowledge before I can go into the current topics at hand. And lastly, on the bottom right, this is a sample from Earth Space Science, and it shows a rubric and a timeline. So students know what's expected of them and where they are in the learning process. The rubric is amazing. We've changed it up a couple times because this was solely focused on collaboration. And now with our collaboration component being changed up, please seek me out and see how I can help you change up the wording so that it still fits your needs. This great little timeline along the bottom is amazing to show kids where they are in the lesson so that they know what they still have yet to come. Please reach out for assistance on how some of these great ideas can be implemented in your lesson today. I am always happy to help. So I am going to go ahead and try to get back on my video so that I can say a quick hello to you. And it is spinning. There we are. Let me go ahead and move it over. Oh, it doesn't want to move. So, hello, my friends. Please let me know if you want to pilot a new approach to your instructional expectations. I would be happy to chat with you anytime. And let's chat about how some of these live lesson ideas can be transferred into your DBA. Do not forget to check out these video visions and Google Slides with links on my Google site, which the link is right there, and reach out to me for support anytime. Thanks for joining. Bye, friends.